Welcome everyone to a more kinda low level, I guess for most people low level, Linux distribution development here with our amazing T2 just plain Linux distribution. I'm also running here the latest and greatest. I'm now running as for the previous more main channel. So if something crashes, hiccups, latest and greatest OBS and GTK and glibc Linux kernel stuff, right? Kind of sort of running the newest Linux distribution on the planet right now, probably. Anyway, and we want to release that. So the other day, on a flight yesterday, I actually further improved Little-endian PowerPC support, so that is actually remotely. So there's some bloody input latency going through Europe, and already, because that probably will get on my nerves. And as far as I remember, probably everything so built. So the thing is, PowerPC, as you probably know of my previous moment channel, yeah, cool, everything built overnight and stuff. More main channel, PowerPC, RISC and CISC and stuff, previous videos. So historically, PowerPC mostly was mbig-endian. They had for a long time support for some Little-endian. Even, I think, all the CPUs, I'm not sure if all, like the first 600 something, but at least later G3, G4, G5, as far as I remember, probably all had Little-endian support, which nobody freaking used TM of in system memory ordering or in CPU memory access ordering. And previous video, right? Moment channel, can't discuss and repeat everything always. So PowerPC usually has been mbig-endian until recently, with some 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, IBM's Power 64-bit power service migrating to Little-endian for the usual. Yeah, all the software is usually better source compatible with Little-endian because now people run x86 and nobody cares. Most architectures, x86, ARM, even RISC-V these days, usually Little-endian by default. So what is the thing? The thing is, we added support for that some time ago, and welcome everyone. And that support was incomplete because simply upstream support is incomplete. Actually, upstream support is how IBM wants it. So what I've done is actually what IBM explicitly asked not to do, which is supporting 32-bit. So 64-bit was working. The issue with that is, so like the last release, last year, 22 release of T2, one of the most amazing Linux distributions, had PowerPC 64 Little-endian support. However, some stuff was missing. For example, grub2 was missing because grub2, I just looked this up yesterday again, for IEEE 1275 open firmware, builds for mbig-endian, and they're in the N32-bit. And so the thing is, we can actually, can I, Anna, I can't, did I delete that? Probably I can't show you that because I probably deleted that. But I can show you the log of this working. So now it's working. And because GCC, when configured how IBM wants it, of PowerPC 64, only Little-endian, then unlike otherwise for x86 and PowerPC and Spark and MIPS, you usually have a BArch compiler that does support in one compiler 32-bit and 64-bit support. But because IBM, I don't know for what crazy reasons, but they sound like backward compatibility FU, showed them the business finger, unless you probably pay, and now you can pay us, share, like, subscribe, Patreon and stuff. One of the only few people then supporting that. So what I've done, I now patched yesterday, in yesterday's flight, here back to Berlin, I patched, also now I have throat, amazing stuff, right? Everything is over. Cheers. So, var adm log. So, to compile grub, and certainly, so I think this should work. I mean, other distributions ship grub. So what other distributions do, like one of the other 1973 other distributions, I heard vaguely exist, like some, like previously Red Hat's, IBM's stuff, they ship grub, and they somehow use a cross compiler or stuff. Because as you see, mbig-endian, wait, this is interesting. I thought this is new. This is funny. Do they support because they want to build this with 32-bit. Now I'm actually a little bit, what did it even build here? That is bizarre. Oh no, they built with M32 mbig-endian. So that is new, and that now only works. I'm not sure if, maybe we are the only distribution. I mean, you know me and this channel, right? We usually support everything between ARM and PowerPC. And for that to work, I had to patch GCC, right? Because until yesterday, if you run IBM's Linux distribution that previously was Red Hat or so, you couldn't just build grub2 with that compiler because it would error out and configure with M32 and mbig-endian, can't force mbig-endian stuff. So that required, of course, I tested that already, so now it's moment. Excuse my current pandemic health status. So that required quite some changes as per usual, and as you have seen previously, usually this stuff takes hours of reading configure stuff, right? So I now patch, you can delete this old patch, I really hate, like, why is internet in Europe? This is just going from just some 1,000 kilometers. It's like, why do we not have, I mean, probably for most of the 1,000 kilometers it's going with fiber optics, just like that. Anyway, yes, please remove that. So I simply patch that, right? Theoretically, you can configure. So this is another expensive, like IBM business expensive one-liner. So they explicitly, like some 7 years ago, people from IBM or so explicitly, you can Google that, I Googled it yesterday. So 7 years or so ago, they explicitly changed GCC here, this here to this previously has been. So the whole stuff here is new. So this stuff is new since 2015 or so, around about. Previously here was just Target or something, or I think previously it was here only maybe BArch. And so they added this stuff new to check for PowerPC 64 and stuff. But you know us. I was like, yeah, whatever, IBM stuff. IBM doesn't know what they're doing. So I could also configure that probably with enable targets, PowerPC stuff. But I usually like to patch the configure so that the default selection is usable and sensible. Because when I just configure everything, then our configure stuff already grows so long. And I don't want to have 1,000 lines of configure stuff. So what I do here is I remove this, because this here, and I didn't even realize it for like 30 minutes, right? Even I sometimes make stupid mistakes and sometimes need to guru meditate. I was like debugging left and right and stuff until I realized, like, why does this not work? And I was in other configure and GCC and RS6000 and stuff files until I realized, wait a second, because I naturally thought like this should go into this case, until I realized, like, wait, here is no LE missing, right? We are configuring for PowerPC 64 LE, right? As well as this kind of like, this took even me 30 minutes to realize, like due. This is why I removed that here. So this was so IBM has that as PowerPC 64 dash, PowerPC dash. So this basically exclude LE, right? Intentionally, as per IBM saying. So I changed this to just like PowerPC, all of it, because and of course we also need glibc, right? Glibc I hacked a little bit up. This will not yet work. So basically, so this we can, what is even, all right, so that's this medicine like bong here back into my mouth. And welcome everyone. So this is kind of stuff like that you do in the morning, evening, and during a flight and stuff. Some of the people around me on the plane got, usually when I work with this low-level stuff, usually people get really irritated somehow. Is it normal? I don't know. Somehow. Normal people apparently don't think it's normal to stare at white and black text in an airplane, but leave in the comments below. So let's commit this. glibc required some hacking, so theoretically someday I should test this. I'm not the first who did this. There are some other people who sometimes tried that from like maybe Void Linux or Gentoo. I don't know, I can't Google each bloody ebuild and void template thing. So I looked into Void Linux. It doesn't look like all of this is there. Some bits are in Void Linux, but not necessarily this one. But I also don't really, wait a second, why did I? All right, this is, what did I modify? All right, did I revert this, not commit this? I need to check actually. So yeah, anyway, amazing stuff. So what this allows us, we also, for that to fully work, I think we need a 32-bit glibc that did also not just build due to some instructions, so we also need to patch that. But what all of this in the end allows us is to build with one. So with this, we in T2 have a fully, hopefully working barch compiler, like nearly nobody else probably has. And with that, as you can see, we can also build grub too, right? So previously the ISO was only bootable if you had an IBM or open power server with Petit boot installed that would honor the kbootconf. I hope I had a kboot right. Yeah, for PS3 I have a kbootconf on it, I think. Anyway, so with that we also have grub. I'm not sure if that works on all machines because that is in a mbig-endian gap, so currently grub. But this is also what Fedora is shipping, right? So even for their, as far as I've seen, Fedora has a, is it even called Fedora? I lost overview with all these other strange Linux situations. But yeah, they also have a grub built in this way, I believe, probably with a second cross-compiler stuff because that is not enabled in all Linux situations. Anyway, theoretically it sounds strange, but it could work, right? It is possible that you execute your bootloader in mbig-endian and then boot Little-endian operating system, right? There's nothing that prevents it. It's just more elbow grease of finger grease of hacking all of this, meaning supporting like if the firmware, if the BIOS supplies data structures in mbig-endian layout, in-memory layout, you can just byte swap that, right? Nothing magic with that. Of course, usually with the help of some nice C++ templates or Rust and Go generics. Otherwise, if you are an unsuccessful C coder, then obviously with open-coded C code or some pretty macros or whatever. Anyway, so yeah, let's enable that. So I built all of this build. So far as I've seen, no regression, which is amazing. Did I? So let's commit this before we lose connection here through the shitty internet of Europe. So patch gcc to and the crazy stuff is, I really wonder what the big business people at IBM are thinking, right? When one-man Linux distribution guys like I expect stuff to work, like because with build the IBM default way, you can't build grub or other things. Theoretically, you could probably even run 32-bit code for a little bit extra performance, as usually pointers and memory stuff is memory layout with pointers is usually more compact and stuff. Previous videos would not surprise me if at times stuff can be up to 10% faster or stuff. It usually with x86 and Spark and MIPS it usually was. Yeah, but I don't know why this big business again and again think stuff does not need to work by default. But that it is. And the more successful we are, as less works at others Linux distributions, the more works for us. So patch GC, but we do this. Oh, you don't even see that because good. GCC and mbig PowerPC. Enable. I need to be careful not to commit it. Oh man, what bloody winter. Also, thank you very much for everyone walking around without a mask in planes. So, that was that. As that's not all, we also need to commit some other stuff. Of course, this is only one part. We also need to change our PowerPC 64 plumbing. Previously, I had multi-lib stuff then disabled. Actually, theoretically, we can combine that in one atomic commit with scripts functions or so. Yeah, so because that also, this is also what I wondered for a minute or two. But yeah, obviously, then PowerPC 64 LE is here for our default lib prefix, also necessary. How do we call this? So I call this by default because ST2 is so flexible. You can always modify that, right? You can build your, if you like this bloody YouTuber doesn't know what he's talking about. Of course, we don't want 32-bit support. And certainly not grub2 because evil boot code and stuff. You can still take our amazing Matter distribution and configure your target without that, right? So you can overlay that with don't do it like that. But I like my stuff working and full-featured. And yeah, so that's not all. Then we also need to commit grub2. Because that I also disabled. So another day we theoretically should also fix that to work for mbig-endian ARM, but for today, re-enable grub for PowerPC 64 LE. Probably I should take a look at the comments. Yeah, leave me in the comments below. Also theoretically, there have even been hacks, right? I probably discussed this a year or two ago on one of my many live streams. There have been hacks as old as 15 years ago, or 17, like 2005, 2006. Maybe even from famous PowerPC people like Paul Macaras or other Zamber or related friends and family, from the tip of my head, that even added a custom system call. I'm not sure if it's still in the Linux kernel or ever was applied. There was a switch endianness system call, at least patch available, so that theoretically you could switch endianness, even as I said, right? The G3, G4, G5, many embedded PowerPC CPUs supported that, and switch endianness on the fly, right? So theoretically, once upon a time, that actually was a freaking working term. Oh, note there. So 6.1.4 is out. I probably update this. Okay, you know what? I need to be a little bit careful. Thanks for that. Let's do that locally. Update. So because what I need to be a little bit careful how I actually write it. I will probably, yeah, I will commit this later tonight or so because I want to tag T2 23.1 any minute now, maybe later tonight or tomorrow. And I don't want to rebuild all those ISOs, so yeah, thanks. I also wanted to update the Linux firmware, so did I do that already? So Linux firmware is also out, but I don't want to rebuild the ISOs now for this, so it's, of course you can just emerge that, right? So there should be a 2012, what was it, 11 or so? Brand new browser, no history. Completely new installation. Oh man, I hate this pandemic. That people can't wear a freaking mask everywhere. Public transport, man. What did we want? Linux firmware. Each time I leave Berlin, I get freaking ill. Snapshots. Probably probably a solution to that problem is not to leave freaking Berlin, I guess. So, here is, now here's a text, 14, was close. Oh man. I probably need an audio mute button here. So yeah, we will discuss hardening and stuff in another video. It's not, I can't always mix topics as random as that. Questions, I kind of send patches to the mailing list. Yes, of course. With no, not without subscribing. There was maybe I mean I could re-enable that again. Now that we have a relatively sophisticated spam filter, spam went out of. Maybe send it to me then personally or Discord. Sorry for that. This message. I liked unsubscribe mailing lists, but there was some spam. Yeah, some wording on the. Yeah, I'm sorry. Some wording on the website is out of date. Yes. So, back to Ryzen 7000 series PowerPC stuff. glibc. So glibc I hacked a little bit. Because I first wanted to proof of concept, did I not? Ah, wait, this is the wrong one. glib CS32. So yeah, this is that. So this I need to do some research. The crazy stuff is I tried to find out if anyone ever patched that, but didn't really. The problem is that this instruction is invalid in Little-endian mode for whatever reasons. Yeah, I guess I'm coughing too much today. This is even not the most fun for me. I probably should go to bed or something. Let's see if we, the Discord is for, I probably should have the Discord linked on the website in the meantime. Where even was that? Invites, what? Invites, delete, what the heck? Doing this live on YouTube, what could possibly go wrong? Oh, here's somewhere. Great, invite people here. In the meantime, it's kind of the running gag that you find it so difficult. I wonder if I should actually keep it like that, that you only find it on if you watch the YouTube videos and stuff. So this here is harmless. I've seen, and that's the crazy stuff, right? At Clear Linux, they're supposed to support this a little bit, but I can't find all stuff in there, right? This is always like why T2 continues to be one of the best Linux distributions, where everything is just so nicely sorted in our meta source tree. And in retrospect, I regret not naming T2 meta before Facebook did. In retrospect, Meta Linux would have been a cool name somehow. I'm not really sure why. That would have been a nice. Imagine we would have meta.com, not freaking Facebook. Anyway, so this warning there is harmless. I saw some Linux patch, maybe Clear Linux patch that away, but you know, whatever. I don't particularly care. I think I should go to bed, man. We could Google if others encountered this. I didn't do that yesterday. Yeah, thank you very much. 2022, so much to the future is AI. It's like, yeah, you ask Google for some tech stuff, and it's like, yeah, the best resource is my YouTube channel. Load multiple word instruction. Oh man, this coughing is not even fun for myself. Why do humans need to get sick? And of all the files, it's only the clone system calls it fails. The rest might crash or not. If you share, like, and subscribe enough, I will test this. Load multiple word. Oh man. Can we also have proper documentation somewhere? Load consecutive words at a specified location into more than one general purpose register. Interesting. And why do they not support this for Little-endian? Loads n consecutive words starting at the calculated effective address EA into the number of general purpose registers into a number of starting at general purpose register RT. So RT and filling all GPR through GPR 31 n is equal to 32 minus RT fields, the total number of consecutive words that are placed. Why do they not support this for Little-endian? It's kind of pretty. It's a sort of Sysc instructions, I have to say. A little bit complex. They use it here too, though. So what this replaces is a huge amount of open-coded loads, I guess. Okay, that sucks a little bit. I mean, we could check what they do for PowerPC 64. That probably would be smart. Did they name the 64? Yeah, they named the 64. Load multiple words. They don't even use it here. Where was it? Clone, right? Save some recs in the red zone. Set up stack, save. Arcs, cross, move parent ID. Yeah, I need to. Apparently talking is not the best for my bloody throat. Do we have other PowerPC gurus in here? Apparently not. Where is that? Parent, restore, registers and return. Set up stack frame for parent. This is the only really unusual system call on PowerPC Linux, but not because of any wideness in the system call serve, because of all the freaky stuff we have to do to make the call useful. Good to know. So stack frame. Store multiple words. I so hate. I use fixed file. I so hate Wi-Fi latency. tag file. Store double word. Ah, darn, this things they. With update instructions, store a double word of data from general purpose. Why is this slightly different for PowerPC 64? So maybe oh man. Yeah. Why does this find stuff so shitty? Does it move register? Oh man. Yeah, so I'm not really sure why this is so different here. Where is parent restore registers and return? See if I offset load. Somehow they have this more strange. Yeah, whatever was this instruction. Maybe this is even. Yeah, I need to check. Maybe they only don't support it for Little-endian. Maybe it's a 32 instructions that they deprecated for 64-bit, is my guess. Can't memorize all of the PowerPC wiredness. Oh man, I need to go home and make some tea. I only have garbage tea in the office. Yeah, so obviously I can't comment this out if I want to have a chance that this stuff works. This was just for test. So with this commented out, that is the only thing, I mean, plus wherever really endianness stuff is necessary, which often it isn't. If you have a Little-endian, like the same endianness kernel user space, what you usually have, you don't need to do any swapping. So most stuff usually should be fine, famous last words. But I need to do some more research what's going on with that one here. Or if we, I wonder is, I mean, we could even check the compiler if they would, I would be really surprised. I mean, I can see how this complex instruction might be deprecated in 64-bit. But maybe that is not correctly implemented in GCC, maybe. See, here's PowerPC 32. Here is a multiple on BE PowerPC in order to use multiple word instructions in function call. That could be a lot simpler because multiple word value is only used for PowerPC 62, which is always mbig-endian. Guess we've been enabling this. There is. Yeah, so I mean, technically there is, right? People have tried that. It's just not well supported and well used. Swap both patches, reduce number of impacted lines. There is no 32-bit Little-endian, so it's basically dead code now. What do we have there? Or maybe just because they only care about Little-endian, maybe they call all non. Maybe this engineer do they mean to imply 32-bit stuff is dead now? Yeah, anyway, some more guru meditating is required. Let's check our local info page. What was it? Multiple. AM multiple. RS6000. Yes, please. What do we have here? Generate code that uses does not use the load multiple word instructions, store multiple word instructions. These instructions are generated by default on Power systems and not on PowerPC systems. Do not use. So these instructions are as old. If you're new to this stuff, before PowerPC there was Power. By the way, if any IBM old veteran and hardcore and stuff, it would be really amazing to have one. Like if someone has still this multi-chip and stuff, Power stuff, or the very first Power 1 or 2 or so, that would be really amazing to have in as like if someone has that stuff to get rid of and donate. Yes, it's all super slow stuff and multi-chip and so on. Do not use a multiple on Little-endian PowerPC systems since those instructions do not work when the process in Little-endian. Interesting. The exception are PPC 740, PPC 750, which permits these instructions in Little. And I told you so that CPUs always had that, right? Okay, so okay, interesting. So okay, good. So good to know. So then the way to do that would be, I mean, we could. I know they have this checked. Okay, so I mean we could, yeah. I mean if we want to, it's crazy that this doesn't work on Little-endian systems. So it's like what were they thinking? But yeah, so this means I mean either we could patch GCC to ignore that and generate this, and then it could still have a chance to theoretically work on this CPUs which we're not running this on. So the value would be minimal, because obviously you're not running a 64-bit system on those. So then the real thing would be to implement this with open-coded stores there. Load multiple. So this is it 38, so this would be load multiple, so this should load 28 to 31, right? store multipler. So 16 relative to R1. Store multipler. Oops, store multipler word. I could even test that on, if I really wanted to, I mean, except QEMU. So yeah, 28, 16, so yeah, it's exactly the stuff here. CF adjust CFA offset. So yeah, I mean, this would just, this would translate to, how many instructions is that? 5, right? 28, 9, 30, no, 4, 8, 9, 0, 4 instructions. It's not the end of the world. I mean, theoretically, I don't even need to conditionalize it here for today. That was just it's really, I mean, theoretically, this is of course a strange design choice to include this in risk. It's not really risk, right? One instruction doing one thing, like instruction, like looping over registers is a total not risk thing in my opinion. Load, store, multiple word, PowerPC. Yeah. Do we have, so here they moved it. I wonder if, so save fn, so they save here also, it's probably what this is doing. I wonder, so I don't want to change that. This is probably temporary registers or otherwise to clobber and whatnot. Here they also store use PowerPC SCV. Is it equivalent to do call SCV, but we cannot use the macro here because we use CFA. So they had here, what did they had? Store. So I guess this should work. Do they use tab here or what? No, they use tab. Start tab, so 30. Actually, maybe I should check if... I think it's like you're running this in Tmux, you probably don't get tabs out of there, that's why. Did I say 4? Why did I say... Oh, right, I didn't change this yet. So, I guess 20, right? Consecutive should be 24, 28, I assume. So, store word 16, 20, 24, 28. Any typos? Anyone? Not multiple words. Thankfully, it's not longer. If any regular PowerPC machine code coders spot a bug here, leave me comments below. And so, as I said, we could test this simply compiling this and running this on a G3, G4, 601, 603. I wonder what is in my, I have here this, what is it, 60, 80, 8100. Which CPU was that? Ah, 601. Yeah. Could theoretically even test this on that. So, fix file diff, that might work. 29, 30, 16, 20, 24, 16, 28. Does it make sense? Leave me in the comments below if that makes sense. So, did this build? Maybe not. I mean, as we are at this already, if this triggers you, we can also patch this. Oh man. How is that failing now? Didn't that previously build? How is this failing now? Let's see if it fails the same if we built it in sane sorted built environment thing. Yeah, glibc was the last thing I had to, but yeah, I don't know if other distributions, this is my grief as other Linux distributions. Okay, this still fails the same, that is strange. Why would this fail like that now that previously built? This is bizarre. I mean, I can, is this built before? Oh, wait. Oh no, but, oh wait. Maybe this is our last minute change so much to other distributions patch this away. Maybe we can't patch that away. This here. Maybe that is causing that. Actually, this is looks like float 128. Power 8 and little. Yeah, right, this enables that. I mean, that obviously is the issue, so much to trusting others. Like, this is why you come to this channel. So there probably must still be some issue in. Yeah, so whatever, so this defaults to 0, whatever, we don't want 128-bit float stuff on 32-bit PowerPC for obvious reasons. Let's build this again, let's probably get a better error. Kind of sorta. Unrecognized load. Maybe I. Not maybe I somehow. Somewhere here. What did I call this? LW? LW, that probably was wrong. What was there before? Load multiple word, right? What did we patch this to? So I deleted the... Yeah. Why do they have STWM and what is... I hope this is LD. Load byte with 0 update index. No, I just want freaking load word. Yeah, come on, PowerPC load word. Probably is LDW. Load word and 0. No, I just want load word without 0 update. Can we not have just? There must be a load instruction in this bloody. Of course, when you work on this constantly, then you remember this stuff. But it's been a while since I used PowerPC stuff. Why is there not a freaking load instruction? What exactly does that do? Load byte of data from special location memory into. Can I not have a quickly? Here's quick reference. Where's load? LW said load word with pointer update. Load word from pointer. Pointer offset copy integer in memory of address bytes from pointer. It's this load word. Load word from pointer. Load word from pointer. Just copy integer in memory at address of bytes from the pointer list into. Why do they call this W set? Don't quite remember that. Load the 16-bit halves of the 32-bit? No. Load a constant? No. Okay, fine, then WL set it is, I guess. Why do I use VI? People ask. Unsupported allegations against 45 R39. Oh, come on, is there another typo? Ugh. Don't tell me I 45. Anyway, stupid mistakes were made. Not really sure why they call this LW set. I don't quite remember that last time I touched PowerPC. Load word and 0. Let's see IBM. Why is this so stupid? Loads words of data from specified location memory into global. Why do they call this L and also just L? Load a word storage. If RA is not 0, EA is the sum of the content of. If general purpose register RA is not 0, the EA is the sum of the content. General purpose register RA and D. 16-bit sign to complement integer, sign extended to 2 bits. Okay, if this is just WZ have one syntax form and do not affect fixed point exception register, condition register. What? Have one syntax form and do not affect the fixed point. So for Power Family that was L, and for PowerPC this became LWZ, load word 0? Why do they? This is confusing. IBM, what should I say? So, wonderful. I guess that might work. The next time I have a PowerPC 64 thing, I will test that. Fix file. Diff. And I nearly wiped. Yeah, pro tip. I nearly wiped the build right out of frustration of like, yeah, what thing broke that. But yeah, pro tip, usually don't do that, just guru meditate longer. So I nearly wasted 2 hours of compute time on a Ryzen 7000 series cross-compiling that for no good reason, because, oh wait, this is also the wrong one. This Wi-Fi like triggers me. So, PowerPC stuff, we could also add here. So, of course, best would be, let's copy the GCC info text for multiple. Nothing like educating crazy PowerPC complexity with our patches. I should run Mosh here over these bloody doxes and Wi-Fi lines. So there we have it. It probably will work, or it probably won't. Leave in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this and learned something, and learned even more obscure PowerPC details that even I forgot. So that patch, and what else do we have there? All right, PowerPC disablement. And with that, probably PowerPC support should be relatively complete. Of course, modulo some testing, because as you know, the stuff we don't test usually doesn't freaking work. TM. Fixed glibc32 for PowerPC 64 64/32LE, I guess. All right. So yeah, here you have it. There you have it. Live here on this channel, some PowerPC for dummies, and everyone who wants to become more clever. Here for one of the best Linux situations. I hope you enjoyed this and learned something. As usual, I guess I have one more thing to find. Is it even architecture, Chris, boot? Because here, so this is a brand installation, right? I said this before. I'm live streaming this already from a completely fresh installation. Here on this Ryzen 5000 series RDNA 2, and live streaming that, including OBS and Firefox. And I noticed there's one more thing I need to find, which is on a fresh installation. I made a screenshot for the More Main Channels RDNA AMD GPU display controller regression, and so I took a screenshot here of my Instagram for that, and so then the file dialog crashed, right? And yeah, 2022, you freshly compile GTK in Firefox, and of course the bloody file dialog crashes. And so this crashed with a warning of new G setting, whatever. So something I emerged, so I fixed this by emerging some more stuff. The only question is now what, and I guess I should include this by default because I guess it ain't very cool. What does your best Little-endian PowerPC and everything else distribution help you if your bloody browser or GTK stuff crashes? Nothing, right? And so RTL, so something I hope not this one, because maybe gconf. Did we not have a gconf? So I saw the warning of Firefox of settings, whatever, schema not found. Why is this so? Maybe gconf didn't build. So which one would it be? So something of this fixed it. I should have emerged one by one. Dang it. It's not immediately obvious which of this. Did gconf fail, by the way? This one's orbit, thank you very much. So it's not that. I wonder if, did I really, why did this rebuild GTK? Which one we are running? Okay, I did not rebuild GTK Plus. So yeah, I need to figure out, maybe I install another fresh VM and see what is missing there. Anyway, otherwise, yeah, there's also some tiny, I guess, so there was some font problem also. That is the thing, right? Not only AMD GPU, but only the only constant is change and regressions. And there was also some font hiccup. I basically, for now, because somehow it's like 2023, right? This latest you patched the stuff 15 years ago, then it was working mostly, and now fresh installation, and I have here a handful of custom fonts that some I paid, some I found on the internet and stuff, including the Proto Molecule from the Expanse of one of the better sci-fi series from the last time. And so the default system font was Proto Molecule, right? I can't make this shit up. I was debugging around there for 50 minutes, then I was like, screw it, I deleted Proto Molecule. Now the system font is next. Like, how can in 2023 somehow all this bloody font config XML bullshit somehow default of all the matching shit and bullshit and stuff, and then of all the stuff it matches, yo, let's use Proto Molecule for the system font. I can tell you that it was, I mean, yeah, it looked like a spaceship, but it sure wasn't the most readable, especially like the bloody terminal font even defaulted to Proto Molecule. It's like, and the Proto Molecule is like the hobby Proto Molecule font that I sometimes use for YouTube thumbnails. It's using the lowercase for this very, you know, the Expanse. They have this animation and they have this fonts where some bars and lines are missing. And so in this hobby Proto Molecule home DIY font, they use like the lowercase for, like everything is capitalized, but the lowercase Unicode glyph point they use for those fonts with some missing bars, right? So like everything was capitalized and stuff, it's like obviously not very usable if you want to read and type like lowercase stuff, when everything is uppercase. I tell you, it was a science fiction movie-looking Linux experience, but like I have to wonder, like for 15 years I had no problem, and then 2023 and the free desktop GNOME, GTK and font config people and free type and stuff's like, yo, here is Proto Molecule in your face. So I probably should fix it too, obviously, because reasons. Wait a second, no, what did I? Actually, don't tell me actually didn't. Did I update this here already? Oh no, I didn't, something else. Anyway, so yeah, that's it for this video. I hope as usual, yeah, 1 hour as usually you debug some assembly stuff and wonder what the heck IBM was thinking when they renamed their PowerPC instructions. I still wonder what's up with the 0, load word and 0. Load word. Maybe don't tell me they mean with that if you use R0 it is 0 or what. Load the word in storage from specified location, effective address. Is 0 effective address is the sum of the content? No, but actually, I mean, this is a little bit funny that, I mean, obviously, this is also like really from language lawyers. So, I mean, it's always R plus D signed. Or is it then positive? And it's a little bit unclear. First, I mean, it reads so language lawyerish. Now I'm a little bit wondering if RA is 0, is D then also 2 complement signed extended 32-bit integer? I would hope so. I mean, here they write signed 2 complement integer for EA calculation. I mean, why do they write it so stupidly when R0 is always 0? Have one syntax form and do not affect fixed point. Not really sure why this is so named so stupidly. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you know why this is named so stupidly, leave in the comments below. Yeah, glad it wasn't Windings. I think I don't have Windings installed. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this, learned something, including that T2 continues to set quality level here of supported stuff and untested PowerPC assembly. So that's it for this video. Stay awesome and healthy, and hope to see you soon for the next videos and live streams to come.